Welcome to a rooftop tent comparison. So in this video, we are comparing Charley's Freespirit Evo V2 XL to my Ikamper Skycamp Mini 3.0. Two very, very different tents, both considered like more or less flagship top of the line rooftop tents.
Premiers, what isn't that like the tagline?
Premier rooftop tents, but mostly like
premium. That's what
premium.
It is. It's premium is what
premium
they're,
rooftop tents.
Yeah.
They're for very different use. Well, not uses, but very different vehicles and very different styles of camping. Hers is very much like long body, spacious, meant for a large vehicle.
Wide.
Yep. Mine is very, I kind of stripped it out. So I call it my race tent because it's fast and light. There's nothing in there. So we're just gonna jump into it. I think we'll do Charley's first and then we'll jump into mine, right?
Yeah.
Great. Cut.
Let's do it. So first things first, speaking of tents, this was my biggest purchase of 2024. I got the Freespirit Recreation Evo V2 XL. It's a huge tent. I know this. I spent a lot of time researching what it would look like on a Forerunner platform. I have a Sherpa rack that holds it fantastically, but it does have a little bit of overhang. You can see here, I've got about a hand's width on each side. So if that's something that's a deal breaker for you, go with the normal size Evo. They also make an Aspen XL as well. I don't know how it would look like on a Forerunner, but I'm assuming it would be somewhat close. This is 55 inches across, so it does have overlap. It comes with a ladder. These little glow strips are fantastic because I'm clumsy and I trip over everything in the dark and in the daylight.
What she's talking about is the stickers themselves glow in the dark, which is pretty cool.
It comes with two different shoe bags. I have mine inside the Forerunner because when I close the tent, sometimes they get in the way, and in windy situations, I found them to be insufferable. So I actually just keep them inside the tent. If I get up in here and need them, I can always use them. It has two different vents, and FYI, mine actually came with a manufacturing error from their facility over in China, and FSR worked with me. They completely did a warranty replacement on my skin. That's something I love about these tents. If you mess up a piece of this tent, you can get a replacement part for it. It all comes apart, from the latches, the ladder, every single thing. The skin, if you want to change to the white color, you can. It's fantastic. I get very cold-natured person. This is tri-layer technology, and I will say it's kept me very warm on cold nights. And on warmer nights, I've actually felt pretty okay, especially as the sun is rising and everybody's crawling out of their tents. I've been really comfortable in this thing. It has a big vent up here. No matter the temperature, I always have it open because it also helps with my condensation. And again, I've had no issues. This thing dries very, very quickly. You can give it a little and water just beads up and falls right off. I love this thing. On the inside, this did come with a 3-inch FSR like self-inflating mattress. I have a lot of back problems. I couldn't use it, so I got the Lost Horizon. It's called Option 3. It's a 4-inch self-inflating mattress. Now, one huge feature that this tent comes with is so many pockets. I have a pocket literally in every single corner. We've got zipper pockets on the top. It comes with this nice LED light strip. It has pockets on the side, so no matter what side you sleep on, you're gonna have a pocket sitting right next to you. Comes with two vents for heaters, so one on this end, one on the other end. And it's got windows on every single side of the tent, these two big windows being my favorite. Now, you can either hang your windows up or you can roll them up. I have it on showing both so you can see. I actually asked them whenever we were there if that was what those little hooks are for, and they said, yeah, you can kind of put it up kind of like a pizza slice there. Really, really love this thing. The zippers are very hardy so far. Like, you know, since they were replacing my old skin, I just kind of put it through its paces and it came out just fine. There are air vents up here that have a little flap that Velcro down. You just roll it up and it gets it out of your way. So they really took a lot of time on this thing. I really love it. Now, something that I noticed in my Inspired Overland tent was the waterproofing. My waterproofing wasn't the best inside the tent. A lot of the glues and stuff like that would pill up and just kind of create a mess. So far on this thing, I haven't had any issues. They use seam tape, and you can see that there's a bit of waterproofing on the inside here. And with my other skin, I never had any issue. So that's really reassuring. Now they also come with cargo netting. There's a big cargo net on the top and then 2 big sleeves of cargo netting. I've left mine out because in the amount of time I had my other tent, I never liked the top cargo net because I like to take this big vent off, and I didn't really use the others very much. So it's a great option if you need it, kind of like the shoe bags, but if you don't, you can just put it in your house and store it. It's totally fine. This tent did come with a lot of replacement parts, so if you get a tear or anything like that, you can fix it yourself. And then it also comes with a big cover, so if you're going out and you're gonna potentially scratch it, if you're gonna have any like snow on it, or if it's out a lot during the summer to protect it from sun damage, it's like a I'm guessing cloth PVC style cover that just snaps on it. So that's also really handy. Now this vent is great. I'll show you the size. It's a very, very large vent here, and it has little Velcro that you just stick this thing up on and it gets it out of your way. So I really do love that. Okay, so the floor of this thing is actually just some closed cell foam. It's I don't know, it's not terribly thick, but it's kind of flexible. And this whole thing is replaceable, remember. So there's slats up underneath this tent, and that kind of helps it save on weight also. This is not a light tent. This is 187 pounds, I believe. You almost have 200 pounds on top of your vehicle up here. She's a big tent. You're not getting this tent to be lightweight. So that's something that you need to consider. If you're looking for a rock crawler, get their Aspen Light, get the Inspired Overland tent. Both are fantastic tents, and are lightweight, more conducive for that. I don't wheel, I like to camp, so I got the big boy. I am 5'2", and I have plenty of space to turn and move, and I have plenty of space front and back. So you can actually leave a lot of bedding in this tent. I've found that it's very quick setup and tear down. I have put this thing up and down in like pretty crazy conditions. It's a pain in the butt whenever it is raining or really windy, but that's kind of the case with most tents, unless you've got a really small clamshell, and that's not this. In terms of cost, it is an expensive tent. I got mine on sale. FSR also honors like military, first responders. I'm a nurse. I got the nurse discount. So if that is something you're interested in, definitely go and check it out. I saved a long time for this thing because it's not something that I would buy every single day. Like I said, this was like my once a year huge purchase. In terms of accessibility, they do ship to everywhere here in America. If you are local to Colorado, they are in Golden, so that's really nice. They're about 30 to 45 minutes away from us, depending. So it's been really easy to get all my stuff swapped out and everything like that. They also make a really cool heated blanket that I'm eventually going to get for this thing, because again, I am cold-natured after all, even though this thing is fantastic. With this LED light strip, all you need is a little power bank. It goes right here. It has buttons, so you can either decrease the brightness or you can increase the brightness, and it goes pretty low. And then when you're ready to go to sleep, you just hit this power button and it turns it off. So I really like this because I'll leave my thing open and we have a little bit of floodlight out the window. So all in all, I really like this thing. Wind. Let's talk about wind. This thing does rock in the wind. Whenever we were out in Utah, I was probably catching 20-mile-an-hour gusts in this thing, and it rocks. It definitely, you feel it. But they have gas strut locks that you put on there, and it keeps the gas struts from collapsing on you. And that gave me a lot of peace of mind because I did use those when we were in Utah, and it did fine. In terms of the outside, it's all hard shell, so it's all metal. The latches, metal. You can replace the latches, you can replace the gas struts if for some reason they bent or stopped working, or just over time you'll probably need to replace them. And that's one thing I really love, is that if something goes out on this tent, again, I can order a replacement part for it. That's a big part of the reason why I bought this thing. I like FSR as a company. Like I said, their customer service has been great, and honestly, all of their team has been awesome with getting everything taken care of for me. I guess we'll do a little looks around the outside and call it a wrap on the tent. I love how this thing looks. Like I said, I call my vehicle a sleeper build for a reason. It definitely is big. It's a little bulky. It looks like my car is wearing a top hat. But it's all blacked out. It's got white on the roof area, and I like simplicity. I think the more simple the better. And I will eventually be putting some solar panels up on top of this thing, and we'll be running wiring down into the 4Runner, and then we'll make it to where it actually disconnects, so whenever the tent is popped up, I can have cord that'll reach, or if the tent is popped down, I won't have a bunch of cord flying everywhere. That'll probably be a video for the future, I'm assuming, right, Chris?
Yes.
But that is the Freespirit Recreation Evo V2 XL on a 4Runner with a Sherpa rack. I love it. Everybody should have one. Everybody should get one.
So just for comparison, Charley's vehicle it's very tall. She's got a 3-inch, 2.5-inch lift. And in our normal standard size garage, she's got a couple inches above her tent. So this is just a big tent, and it looks awesome. It works awesome. It looks like a mohawk on top of her 4Runner for comparison. Like, it is a very wide tent, but it gives her a ton of space inside.
And I'm bougie, so I need it.
Yeah, so it's a pretty sweet option. If I had a vehicle like that, I'd probably consider something like that. But for me, being in a 5-foot bed Tacoma, I like this. And the reason I went with this tent and this style of truck bed cover and everything, as I spoke about in my last video, I like having a locked down truck bed, and I like having the Diamondback cover. It's more or less weatherproof. And I drive this truck a lot. It's my daily. So having a tent that's kind of more or less closed at cab height gives me much better gas mileage than something like this guy, which is just that thing's loud in the wind. So big difference there. This thing's just more fuel efficient, more sleek. In heavy wind, I don't have any issues driving it, getting thrown around or anything. It's great. So I do like that feature about it. The tent itself is pretty small. They say it's a 2-person tent. You could fit 2 people, but it would be cozy. The reason I went with this tent was because I had started with the Tough Stuff Alpha 2. It was fine. I got it because at the time that was the tent I could afford. And it cracked. The whole shell broke. I'll put in photos if I can find them still, but the hard shell itself, like 8 inches of hard, just cracked. And to their credit, Tough Stuff sent me a brand new tent, no questions asked. Replaced the whole thing. They shipped it for free. It was outstanding customer service. But at that time, I was ready to upgrade my tent anyway. So I ended up selling it, and I upgraded to the Ikamper. And because of where I work, I get Ikamper at a really good discount. So all in all, the Ikamper cost me about $400 because I sold the brand new replacement warranty tent, and like it was a pretty sweet deal, and it was like too good not to do. And then Charley, the FSR tent's what, 4,000?
Without a sale, yeah.
Without sale, it's 4,000.
I think right now it's like 3,600 or 3,800 on sale.
They're always on sale. So if it's not on sale, maybe wait and buy.
Or if you're a
the Evo.
first responder.
Yeah, Freespirit does some discounts.
Like the ID Me. So if you have something through there, like look at it because you might get 10%. I think is what it is.
And then Ikamper does nothing. So if you buy it retail, you're paying retail. You're not getting a discount. But because of where I work, I get some perks. This thing retails for $3,900, I think. So it's an expensive tent. But again, it cost me about $400 because of my ability to flip stuff. I just got really lucky, that's what I'll say. Let's jump inside the tent. Charley's gonna hold the camera, which she's notoriously shaky at. So please,
so sorry in advance.
Please forgive her. All right, we're gonna cut and start over.
One question though, how much does that thing weigh, Chris?
The tent?
You have stock leaf springs. How much does your tent weigh?
The Ikamper, the Skycamp Mini 3.0, I think is about 160 pounds. And the Diamondback cover with the front runner rack system is, I think, about another 60 to 80 pounds.
Okay.
So I have, just with the tent and the bed cover and everything, I've got a little over 200 pounds in the bed. So the leaf springs they're crying. I need to upgrade those leaf springs for sure. And then any camping gear in the back, you can definitely see the ride height go down. So that's one thing to be aware of.
What about how you attach it to your bars? What are those?
Yeah, Ikamper has the best, thank you, Charley. This is great. Ikamper has the best, most cleverest rack mounting system ever. You put a special Allen key in and you just tighten it, and these clamps just come in and they fit on pretty large bars. The front runner system's a 3-inch bar, and this fit on it just fine. And if you need to adjust it, you just take that special Allen key, fire it in, and you can do that with it. So it is probably one of the easiest tents to mount anywhere. And if you want to take it off, it's really easy to do too. There's almost no fuss with it. It's been great. I'll say as I come around this tent, if you can afford it, it's an upcharge, but you should absolutely buy the Rocky Black shell texture. It's better in heavy UV and sunlight. It won't break down. This is basically like truck bed liner that they apply at the factory. It's very, 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 very tough, and I've been really happy that I got that with it. One thing I really like on the outside is these curtains. These are like drawstring curtains, and they're pretty cool. Charley, do you want to take the camera and I'll run in there and do it real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, Charley's gonna hold the camera, so get ready to look like an earthquake.
Chris, look, there's a plane. I don't know that I'm getting it.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right, focus up. So the
Do I
cool
need to
part,
focus it?
No, it'll just do it. The cool part about it is there's like drawstring pull tabs with little cord locks on it, and we'll show an angle from the inside, I guess. But if you want to close this, it just comes down. And then with the drawstrings, I can literally just pull with the cord locks, and they suck up and open up, and I've got light coming in. The windows, like most of these clamshell tents, they completely open so I can reach in if I need to. I really don't have to do that very often. The zippers are all super sturdy. The material's been great. You want to come around the door and I'll show you the other way that this works?
Try not to get our house number.
I can
All right,
blur if
so
I need
it comes
to.
with this little ladder that I am going to rickety climb up now.
And then you can hand me the camera just to show the drawstring. So the drawstring curtains are literally just, it's a little cord lock, and as you pull, it tightens up. It's pretty sweet. It's a great little feature.
It doesn't smell like feet in here anymore.
No, it's starting to air out.
Yeah, it smells good.
So a couple things I like about the Ikamper quite a bit. It's a very bright tent. The windows, I think, are really well sized. There's a skylight in back, which allows a lot of light to come in. The quilted world map, which is famous Ikamper like kind of trademark. The quilting adds some insulation, but it's also pretty soundproof. When I face this the correct way against the wind, I mean, I think I've had this thing up in like 40-mile-per-hour winds, and I haven't had any issue with feeling like the tent was going to come down at all. It's just a super burly, strong tent. Obviously, the thing's flapping around like crazy. That's one of the things that you deal with clamshells like this, but it's been awesome. Fit and finish of this tent is outstanding. Let me grab this real quick. Like the metal around the hoop, they have this Velcro soft touch material, so it's not cold to the touch. It's just well shielded and built. Actually, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove this filter so you guys can see better. This is the magic of filmmaking. There we go. Really, really nice gas struts that are kind of like, they're covered almost, so you can't get anything in there. The whole thing comes apart if you need to replace any part on it. Here's that skylight, really, really bright, nice skylight. Charley, do you wanna take this again? And then I'm gonna talk about some stuff that I did. Can you point the camera right here? So I took out the mattress for this tent. It was garbage. That mattress is a crime. It shouldn't come with anything. So
it's an egg crate.
It's egg crate foam. It wasn't very comfortable. I could have made it work, but I didn't want to. So I took out the mattress, and it's just bare honeycomb aluminum under here. Like it's aluminum. It's not like truly bare, but this itself is like an insulated aluminum. And I just went to Lowe's and I bought some marine grade carpet, and I took a metric ton of VHB tape, and I put VHB tape all along the bottom here, and I stuck this marine grade carpet on it. And now I have a nice carpeted section that I can lay down on and just kind of hang out, and it's really, really comfortable. Because the mattress was garbage, I just put one of my X-Peds in here. It's just an X-Ped Mega Mat. It's a 4-inch mattress. I find this to be very, very comfortable. And what I like about it is it's a thinner mattress than the tent is wide. So I can have a bag here and I can live out of it. Because I have sleep apnea, I run my CPAP in the corner there, and I've got plenty of room to just kind of exist. When I get down and go to bed, I can put my cell phone, my personal protection, my flashlight, whatever I've got, I just have it sitting right there. It's almost like having a nightstand in the tent. It's been great. So I actually prefer having a much narrower mattress than like a full double wide. It's been great. I'm gonna take the camera now and I'm gonna talk about what I kind of did in the tent because it's pretty unique. The Ikamper comes with a gasket right here, which is meant to run a wire through. I wish they did it on both sides, but they don't. That's like my one bit of feedback that I wish they would fix. But I ran from my dual battery 12 gauge wire all the way across into here. And then inside of that, I have terminated with Anderson power poles. These are, I think, 45 amp power poles. And then I built a little power system, which has USB-C, USB-A, and then on this side, it's just a 12 volt socket, which I can then plug my CPAP power supply, which I just leave in here. I leave the whole brick inside the tent. And then I plug the other end of the Anderson power pole into the wiring, and I'm able to run my CPAP all night. It powers it perfectly. And then with the USBs underneath here, I just run charging cables. They stay in place. And I've got an Apple Watch charger, I've got a wireless charger for my phone, and then the other end of my CPAP plugs in, powers here. And I don't have to think about power. It just works through the night. I can charge all my stuff, and it's so convenient. I keep in here a platypus bag in case I have to pee in the middle of the night and I don't want to wake Charley up because she's a light sleeper. I can just figure this out. I thought about installing a urinal somewhere, but I was like, this is, you know, maneuvering, it's a little weird, but in an emergency, which I've never had to do, this is a good thing to keep with. Other thing that I keep in here, this is a garment delicates bag that you would use for the laundry. And inside of it, I filled it with a ton of silica gel packets that I got from work. You know, when you get clothing and it ships with one of those packets inside the clothing to prevent moisture. Well, I saved those for a long time and I put it in here. And then when I put the tent away, I keep this in here and it helps with moisture and condensation. It actually makes a noticeable difference. It dries the tent out quite a bit faster. I sleep with it in here. It helps with breath condensation, and it's been great. These tents are kind of a sweat box. So if you have all the windows closed, you will for sure 100% get condensation. So when it's cold out, I just leave all the windows open. We had to cut for a minute. That was our neighbor saying hi. He's awesome. So what was I saying? The windows. Yeah, open them up. It's a sweat box. So I like to just leave all my windows open, and I just have a warmer sleeping bag, and I never have issues with condensation, like literally never. That's the pro tip. Don't leave your windows closed. It's silly. These little like spring rod things that hold the rain fly open, there's a bag right here that's sewn into place, and they literally sit there. You zip the bag shut, And when you open your tent up, they're always in the right spot. You never have to dig to the back of your tent like I used to have to do with my old one. This is like one of the smartest design features ever. I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else to talk about this tent.
With the desiccants,
Yeah.
eventually we're gonna get the ones that you can bake, so like it'll dry them out and then you can reuse them.
Sure.
But we're just using the...
I don't know how necessary that is in Colorado because it's like an average
so
of
dry
5% humidity. Is that Billy? Billy's here. It's like 5% humidity, so they'll dry out anyway. But okay, we're gonna cut. I think that's all I needed to show on the inside of my tent. Okay, outro number 2, take 2. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed it. I appreciate the view. Do you have anything to say?
Thanks for watching. Hopefully I did an okay job. I am not very good in front of a camera. I'm better behind a camera. And even then I'm rickety.
Okay, thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Goodbye.
Bye.